Hey guys, so I was reached out by a company to do a quick review of their product they have, which is it's Achedaway. It's a massage gun. I've actually have some experience with massage guns from before. I've had mine now for a little bit over a year. So this is a different brand. So I thought this would be a good little bit of an unboxing, plus a side-by-side comparison about what to expect if you get one. And is this going to be useful for you? Would you get the value out of this? I'm over 40. I teach 4 or 5 days a week doing martial arts, so I know what my opinion is going to be on it. But how is this brand versus the one that I have? First impressions, comes in a case, which is kind of expected, I guess, that at this point, a lot of them have that as a feature. And I see it's got the manual in there. I don't like looking at manuals right away. I want to see how intuitive this is in. Okay, so press and hold to turn it on. And okay, we'll figure about that. And just popped off. It's got 5 cycles to go through, and then it just goes back to the first cycle when you get through all of them. So we turn it off by, okay, press and hold to turn it off. So that makes sense. Press and hold to turn it on, press and hold to turn it off. Oh, that feels better. I think I had to like push it in and turn. Let's try this again. This is a really quiet one. I don't know how well you can hear it. So I'd say compared to my other one, this is quieter. And I'll get the other one out in a little bit here just to make for sure. Looks really good. So right off the bat, well, it's a little weird to press and hold, turn it off, but that's not really a big deal. It's got all the little pieces in here, which is great. So I'm going to test this out in a moment and show you, like, is this something that you need? For years, it was my lacrosse ball, and I still use this all the time. Foam roller, and I still use this all the time. I got one of these Graston things. This is awesome. I actually carry this around with me. So those are fantastic. I have, my first thing was a thumper. This thing's actually really, really good, but I'll do the review later about comparisons, why maybe you would want this or why you would want something else. And then the massage gun I've had for a year now is the craft version of the massage gun. And I actually do like this. So it'll be a really interesting comparison because it's definitely, you know, if you're going to a foam roller or a lacrosse ball versus massage gun, that's like apples to carrots. But now massage gun to massage gun, I can get you a really good comparison about like what do I like about one brand versus another one. So give me a week to play with this thing and we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, get ready for the montage.
Rewind selector, rewind selector, rewind selector. Rewind selector, rewind selector, rewind selector.
Okay, so I spent a week with the Achedaway and used it about 4 or 5 times in the last little bit here. Basically, if I'm teaching, I like to use this at the end of the night. It's a nice little refresher, and I'll get into like why I would use it or do you need it later. Going over the specs for it, this will cover a range of 1700 to 2800 for the RPMs, okay? Which is lots. That's a lot of difference, and it's got 5 zones for it. Typically, I'm in the 3rd or 4th zone. The 5th I find a little bit too much, and 1 isn't quite enough for me. The distance that it'll travel is 16 millimeters, which puts it on one of the more higher ends. Some of the massage guns are going 10 millimeters, which isn't very far. The other one I have is 15 millimeters, so very comparable to this one. The battery is going to last for about 4 to 6 hours, I think is what they say. It's a 3200 milliamp battery. The thing that I probably like the most, like one, the construction's really nice, feels very hefty and durable in the hand. I have a big hand and it fits well, but it's a slightly, maybe a little bit too big. So that might be an issue. And I'm not sure why, but the battery slides out this way. They got a spot in the case for it, which is great, but I'm not really sure why it slides out, but whatever, that doesn't bother me at all. The thing I probably like the most is this is quieter than my other one. So there's the first setting, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Definitely at the fifth setting, it's getting to be a little bit louder. But like I said, usually I'm around 3. Easily I can do this, use the massage gun at night while I'm watching TV without interrupting anyone else or waking anyone up. So I really like that I don't have to like crank up the TV if I'm gonna do it. One of the things I really liked is the case is got little spots for all the stuff, which is great. My other one had a little small case to carry the heads. And of course, I have no idea where I put that. I've been looking for the week to show it off. To be honest, I use the one head most of the time anyway, so it didn't really bother me. But now that I'm looking to get a comparison, I couldn't compare the heads. I just need to listen to my wife and put things back where they belong. So, well, lesson learned. Eventually I'll find it. It does have a little instruction guide, which is great. One of the things, and I don't remember because I don't put things where they go, is I don't remember seeing an instruction guide for the other one. But the nice thing about this is it has a little diagram of what the different heads do or what they should be focused on, which is very helpful because then you know, if you don't know what you're doing, why would you have all these different pieces? If there's things that I don't like, there's one that stood out right away. So this week using it, I like this little nub of a head, which is great for that deep tissue, which I really, really enjoy. But after one of the sessions, I was using it and I was still sweaty and I couldn't get a handle on this because it's a metal of some kind, very polished. So I couldn't get a grip, even though it's got like ribs on it. I couldn't get a grip to pull it off, which is a little annoying because I go dry my hands and then fix that up. But I guess that's pretty minor. Whereas opposed to the other ones, you can just pop it off pretty easily. It does take some force. The other day I didn't put it on properly and it shot it out, but it's not so bad. If you push it in, yeah, you'll feel the click. So overall, very, very happy. Actually, you know what, one little thing. If you are gonna use one head, it doesn't fit with the heads on, okay? So you definitely need to take the heads off if you're gonna store it. So I don't know, that's not a big deal, but it's just something to consider, okay? So now, how does it compare against other things? Okay, so to compare to other things, which I know it's not gonna be fair, but you just have to make that comparison. Foam rollers. These things are fantastic. I've been using mine, or foam rollers for 15 years, thereabouts. Like, so very, very handy. I love these things a lot. It's a daily thing for me, for sure. Before and after I work out, for sure, absolutely. This does not replace this, okay? Just so you know, this can do a lot of things that the Massage Pro can, or any massage gun for that matter, because this is a lot bigger surface area. It's gonna attack different things. You're gonna use it for different stuff, but super useful. If you're getting a massage gun, you should have one of these already to begin with. Second is lacrosse ball. A little bit closer to what the massage gun would do. Way cheaper. I didn't mention, but that's $469 US. I think they have it for $299. So $299 US, $3-4. I honestly have like 30 of these. I use them, show the students how to use them. Lacrosse balls are fantastic. The downside, I would say, like, or what this really has a plus for is when you're using a massage gun, it's just much faster and far more convenient. Okay, so the lacrosse ball is going to be able to hit some spots a massage gun can't, just because you can lay on the floor and use the ground to kind of squish into positions. It's definitely convenient in some ways. It's very, very small. You can take it anywhere you go, but that's way more convenient just to, and it feels better to have a massage gun, right? So again, if you're gonna have a massage gun, you should probably have this first and get an idea how to use this, because it is a very, very, very useful tool. And you'll find that when you get a massage gun at the beginning, you might not be sure, like, what do? You just kind of put it around your body. If you have a lacrosse ball and a foam roller, you'll start figuring out like, oh, this is what I need to do to release the tension, what areas I should use it on and what areas I shouldn't. So should get one of those. This thumper is great. I love it, but the thing is heavy. It's not a good comparison to that. I've had this for years. I go to the chiropractor about once every 3 weeks, and whenever he starts a session, he starts with this. He just puts it over my back, and it's awesome. And the only thing I don't like about it is when my chiropractor is doing it, he'll run it for like 3 seconds and then stop it to talk to me, and then run it again and stop and talk to me. Like, oh man, it feels good. Just let it run. I enjoy it a lot. So much that I got one because it is great for the athletes. The downside is it's not the most convenient thing. This thing is heavy. It's bulky. I don't know what it weighs. It's probably like 5 to 7 pounds. I do like it on my back, but again, you see how big this is. It's not the easiest thing to get to your back. So would I get this over a massage gun? No, I'd get a massage gun and then just get better at using the foam roller if that was your choices. But I've had this thing for a long time and it's really durable. So I do like it. It's great. And then now apples to apples. So my Craft massage gun, I've had this for a year, and I do like that it has a case. Like, it's nice to have cases. It looks professional, and it's nice to have things tidy and have everything back where it should go, unless you miss putting that case in for the spot where all the heads go. So as soon as I'm done finding this video, I'm sure I'll find it. Couple things that I do like about this one that maybe this one doesn't offer is this can change the angles. So that's interesting, but I rarely use it. 90% of the time I have it this way. I suppose it's nice to have a different handle here, but the reason I got this is because it was quieter than other ones on the market, and it is. It's good. This though, there it is at middle. This is the middle. This one is quieter. I do like that this has a switch. You can just turn it on and off very, very quickly, which is great. So, and this one doesn't. This doesn't have a battery that comes out, but this one does. Honestly, it would be great if this had a power off switch, but it's not gonna like make or break it. It's interesting that this has the head that swivels, but like I said, I don't really use that for that purpose, so I'm not too worried about it. So overall, like the massage gun here is definitely winning the Achedaway. If I had to decide, like, well, now that I have two, I don't need two massage guns. I don't know who I'd give it to or how, but this is the one that I would give away just because I don't need two. I like this one. This is great, and this is just a little bit better. It's a little bit more modern too. I think that's like a series older. But really, really good. Now, do you need one? That's the big question. Okay, so most of the people, when I look at all the advertising for this stuff, it's done towards like athletes. And of course, like everyone wants to see pictures and videos with guys that are in good shape, and women too, doing like dynamic things and working out. And, you know, running a martial arts school for 15 years and teaching for over 20, the majority of people that come in our gym don't have six packs, and they aren't in awesome shape. They're not fitness models. They're average people. And is this good for the average person? If you're going to be competitive with martial arts, for sure, really, really good tool. If you have $300 to spend on it, yeah, really good. Like I said, get a foam roller, get a lacrosse ball first, get used on how to use that, and then this will speed up your recovery, not just because it does a great job, but also because it takes less time. I'll spend like 20 minutes on a foam roller and maybe 5 minutes on a lacrosse ball, picking different spots. You can get your whole body in 5 minutes with this pretty easily. You'll want to spend more time on it because it's very comfortable, which is great. But it's definitely worth it for that if you're going to be a competitive guy, just because it's going to help you recover. And if you're pushing yourself further, then you're going to want to recover. Where I see the value in it is I'm teaching 4 to 5 days a week. I'm 46 years old. I'm in classes with people mostly between 20 and mid-30s. So younger bucks, they push the pace, they go fast, they go hard, and then the next day they're back on the mats and they're ready to go. However, if I try to keep that pace, it comes down and down and down and down, and that's where the injuries come in. So things like this and the foam roller and the crossball are a great tool for the older group just because it helps us recover faster. And one of the reasons that older people get hurt is because we forget how old we are. We think we're young again, and then we tweak our back, or you strain a muscle. So having something like this as part of your daily routine at the end of the day, which is what I do, is just break down the little areas, definitely noticeable on my recovery for the next day or next couple days. There's that soreness isn't there, especially if you're trying to keep up with those young guys and you just do a lot of lunges and squats and you get your sore butt. This is really good to kind of work out that lactic acid, get some blood flow going again. So for the older, plus 40, fantastic idea. Just make it a daily habit and you'll notice a difference. It's not an overnight thing, but it's definitely going to feel a lot better. You'll notice the next day when you're not trying to limp out of bed, right? And that's what I really, really appreciate for the idea of massage guns. So I think it's an underutilized market that they're not advertising to is the plus 40, but there's a lot of people that are over 40 that can afford a massage gun, because I knew when I was young and competitive, I couldn't afford something like this. That's why you got a lacrosse ball, because it's $5. But this, man, if you're over 40, get one of these. It's just gonna make you feel better the next day. Even if you're not being that active, you wanna be able to play with your kids the next day because you don't wanna be sore. This, stuff like that's gonna help out a ton. If you're looking for budget stuff, foam rollers and lacrosse balls are gonna be an awesome, awesome tool. But I will say, this is a lot more enjoyable and convenient to use. So thanks a lot to Achedaway. I really enjoyed it. I'm very happy I have this. The only thing, like I said, is now I have 2 massage guns. I don't know what to do with the other ones. Where you don't want to do it, and especially like, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, fitness stuff, MMA, there's a lot of impact sometimes. So the other day I got kicked in the ribs pretty good. You do not want to put this over an area that's damaged or injured or swollen, right? The idea is get some blood flow to it. You already got blood flow, that's why it's swelling. So like when I just kind of grazed my rib, yeah, that was unpleasant. So keep that in mind. This is more for like rehab. It's not going to fix injuries like a contusion where you bang your shin. You're not going to do that, okay? Have fun, guys.
Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.